Well, I'm one of the leaders in Money Working for You. I work closely with Caddis and Jason. They're both the founders. Caddis has over 40 years experience in online marketing, and Jason has got 20 years plus. So between them, they have over 60 years of online experience. Tonight, folks, we're going to do Money Working for You CANVA training. This is essential on your journey and your team. So now I'm going to hand it over to Jason to do the presentation and whatever else he has in line for us.
So we're here on the Money Working for You presentation. We're going to be covering a little bit about advertising and how to create posts. It's not always obvious how we do it, so it's really important we share a few things. And before I was actually in multi-level marketing for the last 20 years, I was actually a professional printer, including my own printing company for 7 years, and I was in the printing industry for 18 years in total. But of course, you know, you're working with graphic design and points of sale, so it's something that I sort of got drummed into me for many years. So it does. Advertising never ever changes. Yes, they advertise in different ways, you know, different streams of how we do things, but advertising never changes really. We've just always got to catch the person's eye so they look at what we've got. We just want something to stand out. And as I was saying, it's not always obvious. And I'm going to make a point of that in a second before we move on to CANVA. Okay. So this is the program that we're going to be working with tonight. It's called canva.com. Okay, and this is a free, you can have a free account with this. You just sign up for it for free. So canva.com, you sign up, open yourself an account. I actually have the paid version, which is about $12 a month, because you can do quite a lot more things with it. And I'll explain a few of those differences, because sometimes there's certain things that you can do which just makes your life easier. So for me, $12 a month is not a lot, considering I actually do quite a lot on these things. But going back to the advertiser, I'm just going to show a point, okay? Because I'm just going to show you someone's YouTube channel. And it's these two guys, they're named Sam and Colby, right? Notice they've got 6 million subscribers, okay? And what they actually do, they make lots of YouTube films, and what they're doing is visiting haunted houses and making some really cool, crazy films. They're a couple of young guys from America, and their films are actually quite good, some of them. I watch them sometimes, that's how I know these guys. But they don't make money from haunted houses, so that the thing that they're showing is nothing to do with their business. Their business is actually branded clothing, okay? Because if I go into About, and there is their link here, and it's all to do with clothing, like hoodies and stuff like that. And they are always wearing them in their films. And every now and again, they will say something, and they say, click on the link below to get your hoodie. And with 6 million audience, do you think they're poor? Well, what I see, they're driving around in brand new Teslas, and they've got like a mansion house, and they're both 25 years old. But the main point is, we're not here to talk about them. We're just talking about when people advertise, it's not always what you see, okay? Because I see so many people on Facebook, and they advertise incorrectly, okay? There's, I don't know, if you look on these worker earn money at home sort of groups, and you always see join my business, business this, business that, and they all look the same. You just flick through and you flick through, and even if you are looking for a business, you don't know what one to pick, because nothing catches the eye. Okay, so we need to be a little bit different. We need to stand out from the rest. So also I see people, they're not sure how to create their own flyers. Sometimes they have ideas, but they're not sure quite how to do it. And I'm going to show you where you can get some great pictures from to start with. So I would recommend you go onto this website here. It's called pixabay.com. And you can type in anything you want here. You can also look for images, photos. You can even find videos. You can find some really cool videos. If you want to download a video and put it into a video editor, we can do another course on that. or you can even download the video into the Canva program I'm going to show you in a minute. And then you can add your own writing to advertise whatever you're advertising, okay? But if we just look at photos, look at these brilliant photos. So you can imagine downloading any of these photos that you want, that if you find something that's cool or it stands out, or this one could be a good one, you know, escape the 9 to 5. You can imagine, you need to look at these things and be a bit creative to think about what you're going to write on these different things. So, you know, if we just, for example, if we type in working, let's see what comes up. Okay, top strip is paid. It goes off to another company, but you know, look at this. You know, here you could download that and you could write something like join our amazing team, or we're building something special, or you don't mention the company name. You don't even have to mention money working for you. You can be creative with what you write. And I'm going to give you some ideas on writing in a minute, and I'm not an expert on what you should say. This is where you need to use your own creative side, but really you're trying to attract people to see you, and that's what we need to get in before we even look at how to use Canva. But you can see there's hundreds of really cool pictures. You know, we could write global business, global education, join our team. Of course, that's really to the point, but you could be, you know, you just got to be creative of how you're thinking about what you want to put down. Social media, you know, we just did a social media education, and that's just one of the things in our platform, and that you could advertise just because there's millions of people on Facebook that don't know what they're doing, and we've just done a training on how to use it, and that can be enough to attract people in. And they say, oh gosh, these guys do all these other things too, and they're making passive income. Now this is interesting. So you can find many, many different angles, many different doors to get people in. You don't just have to say join Elevate or join AI marketing, okay? That's the worst thing you can do, because if you say join AI marketing, this is how you make loads of passive income. What they do, they go on Google, they search AI marketing, then they join somebody else. Waste of time. You want them to join you, so it's really important, you know. But I'm just saying that this website, you can spend hours just looking through, and you want to download as many. You might even see this. I used this one on Money Working for Your website. If you've been on Money Working for Your website, on the front page, you can actually see this one. And so you can use that. You can type in, I recommend that one, it's free. You can download any images you want, and it gives you endless amount of pictures that you can use for your you know, when you're going to use Canva. So then so I'm just going to close that down. We don't need that anymore. So we're going to go directly to Canva. So when you're in Canva, I don't want you to be over, if you've never used this before, it is extremely simple once you know the buttons, all right? Because when I first opened it, I didn't really know what to do. But I'm just going to start simple, and you can see it says Instagram post, but you can use that for a Facebook post as well, because it's square, okay? We want to use the square one. If you want to use a poster, it's going to be a poster. Let's keep it simple. If you're doing a presentation, you know, like when you want to fill the whole screen, maybe you want to make a couple of presentations. If you're talking to prospects and you're not really sure how to word it, so you've got time to think, to put things together. I'm going to show you how to do this. And just so you know, everything that you ever see me present is all done on this program. I don't use any fancy or expensive programs to do anything I do, including all the flyers, all the recognition things we do. That's all done on this, and even the presentations. All the presentations we do are all done on this program. So it's very simple. So for example, if we're going to start a post, okay, I just need to move my that out of the way because I can't see. So it comes up like this, okay, and you can see, right, I've just opened the thing and you can see that they've given you some ideas, okay, and sometimes it's a good idea. This is how I learned, because I didn't have anyone to teach me what to do. So I actually tried by finding one that looked sort of okay, and then I could click it. And so if I click it, it will end up here. Okay, it will come in a second. And then you can see that, you know, these pictures, they are sort of floating. But if I want to change that picture, it's very easy to change, and I will show you how to do it. But you can just see that, you know, it's everything is done in boxes, and it's also done in layers. So when I worked in the printing industry, we used to start with a blank piece of paper, and then we would start with the base color and then work forward. Okay, and this type of thing is exactly the same. It's all done in layers. All right, but I'm going to go back because I'm not going to start like this, because it's we're going to start with a blank canvas, and I'm going to just show you how easy it is to make a flyer up, which is very simple. So at the side, you've got some little controls here. You've got elements. That is, if you want to have any different types of shapes or photographs, or for example, if I just click this square here, you can see I can drag that square into all different shapes. I can make it big, small. I can make it a strip. And you can also see there's a color bar here. And if I want it a different color, I can go to the color chart and I change it to purple, or I can change it to black. And if it's not the color I want, I've also got this slide thing, which I can change the colors. Very, very simple. If I want it in green, I can move it around. So everything is at your full control. Very, very easy instructions to use. So I've already got lots of photos downloaded on here. So I've gone into this one where it says uploads. And if I want to, say I've already downloaded a picture from CANVA, all I would do is go to upload media. Okay, and I can just show you, I can take this picture here and open. And you can see it's already downloading. This program's pretty quick, by the way. I can already click it there, and you don't need to crop pictures before you put them in, okay? Because don't waste your time cropping pictures, because you can see that this was just a screenshot, and I'm able to crop it straight away. If I want to, I can, you know, I can cut his head off if I want, or I can cut his body off. You can do it, or if you want to make it full size, you've got all the controls there, okay? So all I'm doing, I'm holding my mouse and drag. And then when I let my mouse off, it will stay like that. So now I'm going to show you how quick it is to make a flyer. All right. Now you've got the basic controls. It's pretty easy. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to look for something that could be a cool backing. You can see there's a lot of presentation stuff here. There's so much in here, but and you'll probably see some of your faces here. And the reason you're there is for your recognition. It makes it quicker for me. So I'm not sure what we're going to do when we got 50,000 people on recognition, but that's a positive problem. So let me see if I can find something cool. So we are working in a little bit of digital marketing. So I want something, must be something here. Let's take that picture there. Right. So now I've just dragged that picture on here, and what I want to do is just drag it to the edge, and you can see that a line comes up. It doesn't matter if you go past, you know, because it's pretty, it adjusts itself. Okay. Right. Okay, so there's the backing page, and if you want to have a look at it, you can just go down to these two little arrows here. You can bring it full size, and you can see, oh yeah, that looks pretty good, but how can I make it personal? How can I make it interesting? So we could write something like, we want to put some writing on it, of course. So you can see the little text button at the side. Okay, and then you've got options. You've got 3 boxes here, and you can, it explains itself, you know, one's bigger than the other. Okay, so if you want small text, you go for the small one. If you want a bigger one, start with bigger text, you go for the big one. You've also got these other texts as well, which you can, it will look like this. You're able to edit them. You've even got some of them are animated as well. If I can see if there's any of them. Some of them are glowing, so they look like notice, say some of them say free. So if you got a free account, you'll be able to use all the ones that say free, and if it's not free, you won't be able to use it. Okay, so let's start with the text. And I want to make this interesting because I don't want to write all about business, okay, because the picture says enough. Do you agree? You know, that is a keyboard. I can see a world in the background, so I think that's a pretty cool background to use, because you can use that for any of our businesses. All right, so I'm just going to take that writing away, and I am going to start writing something a little bit different. I'm going to put it in capital letters as well. And then I just do a space. It's just the same as using a normal okay, and if you leave it like that, that doesn't look very nice. Okay, I think that writing looks awful. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to copy over it, and I'm going to choose something here. So you can change the text here. I always think this one's quite good because it's a bit more bold. If I want to increase the size, I just go here. Okay, and you've also got to think when you're making flies, you know, you don't want it to be like, you've got to make sure that everything is center, or don't have it too far down, because it has to be pleasant to the eye. Okay, I learned all this stuff in printing. And we also want to make it a bit more exciting. We want to make it a bit more personal. So I'm going to take a photograph and we're going to make it personal to Robert. So let's pick on Robert now, if you don't mind, Robert. Right, let's find a picture of Robert. Okay, so there's Robert. And when I click that page, you can see, oh gosh, it looks like that. Nothing wrong with you, Robert. I'm talking about the backgrounds there and it doesn't match our flyer. If you've got the free version, you won't be able to use the tool I'm showing you right now. But if you've got the paid version, you can click on here and you just use the background remover and you can see it thinking. If it's a little bit slow, it's because I'm on Zoom. Normally it's a bit quicker than this. Okay, that's taken a very long time. What I'm going to do is make it smaller. Yeah, if I make it smaller, it might help it. Yes, it did. So that's a little tip there as well. If it's not removing, you know, so you can make it smaller and then it will remove when it's smaller. So of course, you can see Robert, he's looking to one direction, and if I put him over here, that doesn't look good because he's looking away from the flyer. You want everything to go towards the center of the flyer. So all I'm going to do is go to flip horizontal, and then I can turn Robert around. Okay, and I also want to finish this flyer off I think I can make that a little bigger. I'm going to finish this flyer off a little bit better as well, because I don't like the way the bottom looks. You can see he's sort of like floating like a ghost, and that doesn't look very nice either. So we're just going to go to this one here. And if you take this rectangle here, and I'm just going to bring it down, and you drag it off the edge. Okay, I'm just going to scroll up. And you can see this little wheel here. So I'm able to rotate it. Okay. And all I'm going to do is drag that up. So I'm dragging it off the side of the flyer. Okay. And I think I can turn it a little bit. It's a little bit steep. And one thing with CANVA, this is where it's really good. I don't like the color of that because it doesn't match what we're doing. It doesn't match the flyers. If I click on there and I go to the color, it will find some of the other colors which is in the flyer already. Okay, so if I go here, you can already see straight away that matches well. Okay, I also don't like the color of the writing. It's not clear, it's not standing out enough. So if I go to white, and you also see it doesn't stand out now because I changed it to white. So what we can do, we go to effects, and we are going to create a drop shadow. So here it says shadow. They have different type of effects, but to be honest, I only use drop shadow on most of the stuff. It's much more simple. So all I'm going to do is click here, and if I scroll up, you can see there's the color here, and I'm going to change it to a black drop shadow. So you can see straight away it's there, but it's not very strong. So the more I move this one, it will make the text offset. So I'm going to put it on quite, because it's small writing, I'm going to move it quite far. And the more I move this one over, the stronger it will show. Okay. Right, so now we have some text. And then I don't want to have to go through all the hassle of, you know, adjusting all my writing again, because I do want some other text, but I don't want to have to pick the text, set the drop shadow, because all I can do here is actually copy this and paste it again. Okay, so now I've got two of them. I can bring this down. Okay. And I'm definitely going to need to make it smaller. So I'm going to go a lot smaller. And I'm going to probably, I'm just going to drop it into here. And don't worry about that moving like that. And we're going to write, so what could we say? Obviously. So I don't know why that's speech bubble. If you just want to move stuff around, it's very easy just to drag it around. I'm just going to do that because I want to make it bigger. Okay. And very, very simple flyer. You can change the color of that if you don't like it. If it's not standing out, you can play with it. It doesn't have to be perfect right away. You know, you can pick anything you want. We could make it black, and if it's black, you need a different color for the drop shadow. So I would recommend probably go for maybe bright yellow, because that really stands out. And here you could write, we could go for a bigger text. This is just out of interest. We could, where did that go? Let's try that one. We'll bring that one down, make it a little bit bigger. Okay. I'm going to definitely change that to white, and I'm definitely going to put a drop shadow on it. Okay, and I personally don't like the color of this purple, so I'm going to change it. I think it's a bit boring. I think that's better, and maybe that text can be changed as well. And we need a different drop shadow on it. It doesn't look right when it's black, so we change that to white. And there you go. You've got a little flyer there that you could post on Facebook wherever you want, and you can see how quick and easy that was to make. And you can write anything you want. And the thing is, when you use your face, you know, notice it just says great business, best education, ask for info. We're not overselling it. We just want to create a bit of curiosity so we can then start to talk to them about our opportunity, start to build a relationship with them. So we can either use the script, or we can, or just talk to them, or send them one of the films that we have. You know, you're making a connection with a person. That flyer is only to create that first bit of interest, so they say hello to you, and then the rest is up to you how you do it. So that is a great way of making a flyer. Let me just escape from that. And sometimes you might want to wonder about, well, okay, that's, instead I've just designed one flyer, but I want more of them. So what you can do, you can just press this little button here, and it doubles them. Okay. So here I could change the color. So we could, they actually say orange is a very non-threatening, good selling color. Did you know that? If you catch the eye with orange, it's the most sellable color. All right, so straight away we've got another flyer. Okay, and then we can go for red. Is okay, but I don't recommend it. Sometimes you can use red to you know, to catch the attention, but red normally means stop, doesn't it? Or warning. And that's what people naturally have in their mind. They've tested so many things over the years on what colors attract a sale better than others. And actually one of the best colors is it's either orange or it's green. Green means go. Okay, so you know, we could start with green. If you don't like the color of that green, you know, you could go for a more of a British racing green. And British racing green is quite cool as well, because you can do you can mix gold with green, you know, so you can learn so many little things on this stuff. If I go to the drop shadow, change that, and we want a gold color, so I'm going to have to go all the way over here somewhere to get gold, something like that. So straight away we've got 3 flyers, and it took less than 10 minutes to make. Okay, and it's personal to Robert. All right, so Robert, if you want me to save those, you can have them, it's up to you. And then, you know, if we want to do something different, oh, I need to show you one more thing. I just need to move that over here. You can see download. Okay, I recommend, if you're going to do it as a flyer, you need to don't download them all in one go, because you're going to get a file which is compact and it's hard to get them out. It's much easier to click on this arrow. You click on JPG, okay, and then you go down to select page. So you can see the 3 pages we just made. So if I want to download page 1, click on that and then download, and then it will download straight away. It's pretty quick normally. And then if I go to my downloads, I will see it directly in here, and there's the flyer ready to post on Facebook. Okay, very simple stuff. And the good news is you can watch this film many times if you get stuck on how did he get that off there, how did he change the writing. The good news is that you can just check the film again as many times as you want. So I just need to move these in the zoom instructions so I can see things. So now I'm going to close that. Okay. So what I can do is just show you how we do a presentation, or maybe a poster. Let's do a poster. So posters, of course, it's a different shape, but you know, sometimes you might be advertising that, you know, you just want to send something out to your team. I know that we always make things for you, but you know, sometimes you just want to design something which is personal to your team, because remember, people don't join the business, they actually join you. Okay, so that's why it's good to be personal with these things. But you know, I would, if I was going to do some sort of poster, let's have a look. We could, let's find something. It depends what the, let's do something motivational. Okay. Right, there's a nice picture. You've probably seen that before, and it was actually, I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. All right, so I'm just going to throw that in there. I'm not going to be over the top. I'm just going to put it in place like that for now. I don't know how it's going to look yet. I'm sort of making this up as I go. And that's what you should do. You should just throw things down, because you can always delete it if you don't like it. Let me see if I can find something that could be good. Let's see. I will find something in a second. We can take that one for time, otherwise we'll be looking forever. So okay, I need to make that a tiny bit smaller because I can't really see it all. Okay, so there's the flyer. You can see there's white dotted everywhere. So if I just click on the white, I can change the color of that, and straight away it's going to find me colors which match with those two pictures. So I could go for the darker blue, or I could go for the lighter, but whatever way, they both look pretty good, you know. And you can move the pictures around, or you can make them bigger. The same thing in as well, if you want to put some text in there, you pick the text you want. There's the text box, and we can write whatever we want in here. Yeah, you got to be creative when you're, I'm sort of thrown on this on the spot. So let's think. No. Well, that's to the point. That's quite a nice, powerful saying there. You can see it's not really, we need to make sure it's, you can also adjust the text there. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to bring that box in like that. And we'll make it bold and make it a bit bigger, get it really impact there. We don't like the color of that. It looks really what we would call busy or in your face. And we don't want it to be busy or in our face. So we're going to change that to something a bit more subtle, maybe a blue. We can bring that in. It needs to be a little bit darker. Be somebody nobody thought you could be. And we can just bring that down a little bit, make a gap there. And I'm not gonna, I can just take some text from there. And you can write whatever you want here, you know, it's sometimes I play around with the text on these quite a bit, you know. You've got to read it a few times, look at it and see if you like it or not. And especially with me, you know, I'm dyslexic, so the spelling can be awful. So sometimes I have to really check what I'm writing a few times. So, you know, so I'm pretty sure you guys, most of you guys can come up with some sort of writing. If you're not sure what to write, you can type in quotes on Google and you can find all sorts of quotes. You know, I typed in some stuff today, you know, how you make others feel about themselves says a lot about you. That's pretty powerful stuff in our line of work, right? That sort of stuff with the right picture catches the person's eye. I'm not even going to bother finishing this flyer, but you get the idea. You know, it's very, I've sort of taught you the basic tools that you need to do, and you just need to play around with it. But I've given you some tips. You know, look for quotes, use Pixabay so you can find good pictures, and just put those quotes on the pictures, and you can write something at the bottom, just something simple. Passive income education or free passive income education in small text at the bottom, because you use the flyer and the picture to catch the eye. People look down, oh, that's passive income. Yeah, I'd like to sit on the hill with my kids. Okay, let the pictures do the work for you guys. Okay, so now we're coming to the end of this 45-minute education, but I hope you got something from it. I've never done a CANVA education before, but I really hope that you got something from it, and it gives you a bit of courage just to try, because I know graphics can be a little bit daunting for some people, but you don't need to be an artist. You just need to think about a few ideas in your mind that could work and try. You know, sometimes I actually put posts up and I get so much response from ones that I didn't think would work. So then I know I'm going to do flyers which are similar to that style. So I tend to know at the moment which ones work for me and what works for the team. But that's the sort of things that you need to look at. One thing I'm going to say to you before I round this off, though, we are in the business of building businesses, of registering people and, you know, sponsoring people to build a network so you can become financially free. So just because I've done this education, I don't want you to all think, you know, right, okay, I'm going to spend a month and a half learning to become a graphic designer and not register anybody by Sunday. So it's really, you know, learn this when you've done at least your tempo setter. Okay, guys, you know, don't, it's really easy in this business to feel that you're busy, but the only thing that matters is about how many people are coming into your business every day. And it's really, really easy for people to focus on the wrong things. Your only goal is how many brand new people are joining your business. If you got a spare 5 minutes at the end of the day and you want to make a flyer, do it. You know, I leave flyers right till the end of the day when I've done everything else. It's always last. It's never the first thing. Wake up in the morning, make flyers. I'm on talking to the teams and all that sort of stuff. So I want to show you this stuff, but I don't want it to create distractions for the growth of your business, because the businesses are the bits that make you the money, not the flyer. Okay, or sort of a careful balance. Okay, guys, over to you.